Yes, I'm here talking to James Gilliland at East Eddy Ranch, and he's one of the speakers at the Experiencers Conference. And we're going to be asking him just a basic question of what has it been like to be an experiencer?
Well, basically, in the beginning, your life just goes to hell. When you first start, because this was happening. It started, probably 36, 37 years ago when it definitely was not fashionable to talk about any of this stuff. But it's kind of strange because as a child I had all kinds of contacts and things happening and beings showing up in my bedroom and things of that nature. And then I got caught up in mainstream school, the program, and got it talked out of me, where I just dropped it all, said it's not worth it, to talk about this stuff. And then I had a near-death experience about 25 years ago, and it just blew me. Actually, it was longer than that. Actually, it was 35 years ago. Time's flying, But had a near-death experience, and it blew me wide open. And I actually went to the source. I went to that golden plane of bliss and hung out there for a while. And then I came back. I asked to come back, and then I came back, but I had the gates open, so I could go up and down the dimensions and experience all the different beings. And so it's been interesting. There hasn't been a lot of people to talk to about it in those days, but now it's becoming kind of fashionable, and so a lot more people are opening up to that, other dimensional realities and realizing that we're not just a body and a personality, that we're a multidimensional being, and when we expand in consciousness, in awareness, we experience these other aspects of self. But, the big picture, when you move up the vibration continuum, you find out, you have a body within a body within a body all the way to the source itself. And the end result is you realize it's all you, that there is no separation, there are no divisions. So the one consciousness that encompasses all consciousness on all planes and dimensions resides within each and every one of us. And we can run around just thinking we're a body and a personality and get trapped into social consciousness and programmed by the lamestream media, or we can step away from that and expand in consciousness and experience all these other dimensions. And all these other dimensions are inhabited, it's not void, and there's so much life out there. It's when somebody thinks we're it and we're the only thing in the universe, I just have to laugh, it's just I've had people come at me and attack me, for this stuff, and I just say, thank you for your open display of ignorance and establishing your character. But have a nice day, It's like I'm here to share with people who want to hear something, who want to hear what's going on, but not here to prove anything to anybody. People want to know and want to experience, then we're all for helping them have their own personal experience.
Fabulous. And basically your story is intertwined with this spot, this East Eddy Ranch spot. It's quite a story, and you've been telling us a lot.
Yeah.
And if you want to hit the highlights, because it's a long story.
Well, it started out with visions. I was in Santa Cruz, California, and I kept having visions of this mountain, a little mountain behind it, and I could see the river on the eastern border, the White Salmon River. And I didn't know where it was, and I pulled a map out and divined it on a map using divination technologies, kind of. And then it's funny, I threw the map away and forgot about it, and it ended up here anyway, through a series of synchronistic events. So I ended up right exactly where I marked it on the map. And when I got on the property, it was like something out of the Old Testament. This huge saucer cloud formed, and then it lit up from the inside, and then it went off into all these fingers of purple and gold and just beautiful orange colors. And then I had two eagles flying over me at the time, and I was just getting downloads and just tears and everything. So I knew it was the spot, and I didn't realize I was building kind of a process-oriented therapy, like a healing center, was my goal. And I wasn't factoring ETs into the thing, when I came here, but I didn't realize that the mountain, Native Americans talk all about the different ETs there. It has a long history going back to Kenneth Arnold when he lost the sight of the ships when they landed on the western slopes of Mount Adams, which is our front yard, basically. And so, even Dr. John Hynek, David Akers, Greg Long, all these people have done research and written books about the area about the UFO activity. But what I didn't realize is that contact comes with enlightenment. So the more you do your spiritual practices, eventually they're going to find you, because you're going to reach a certain level of consciousness. And they're going, this person's ready. This person's awake. They're not interested in people that are, deeply stuck in scientism, or religion or things like that. They want people with open minds and loving hearts and pure intent, so they're not here to push any one agenda or support any one agenda.
That's great. So one of the things that happened to us is we were sitting out, we didn't see much, but boy, did we feeling so much. And I just give a big thank you to them for all the people that have come here, because I've talked to different ones who've had experiences here.
Yeah.
And that just seems to be, they just need to know this place exists.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, unfortunately you came right in the middle of a big rainstorm.
It's okay.
So there's not a lot to see because there's so much rain, but you definitely feel the energies. And a lot of the contact happens on an inner level here. Mm-hmm. And in the dream state, it's even more important, I think, than seeing the ships. But we've literally had thousands and thousands of people, more than tens of thousands of people have come here and they've seen the ships. And we have triple PhD Boeing engineers and Lockheed Skunk Work engineers and people going on record. We've had NASA people here, pilots and air traffic controllers, all of that, here. And they've all testified about the ships. And so, the ones that know about the Skunk Works and things like that and the secret space fleet, when they see these ships too, they said, these aren't ours. We don't know who they are, just by the way they behave.
Yeah, one story we kind of bumped into just through our research was the secret space program, and that was kind of what a lot of them land. They're now admitting it's ours rather than admitting it's theirs, and there's a definite difference. Mm-hmm. Can you kind of delineate some of the differences between? Have you seen ours?
Yeah, definitely. No, I've seen our stuff up there, and we've had people come here that our stuff is flown over here and tried to kind of fake us out and things at times, and it's really interesting because when you scan the ship, you don't feel the consciousness there, and when the Pleiadians come over, the Orion Council of Light, or the Andromedans come over, you feel it. I mean, you feel that ship and you feel the energy, and there's a definite exchange of consciousness and energy, so it's really different. But also too, we've had pink ones, green ones, blue ones, gold ones, white ones, blue, every color you can think of ships coming over here, and giant pyramids, triangles, cylinder ships, everything.
Star tetrahedron, please say yes, because I've seen one of those. Seven
star, they had 7 lights on them, and crazy stuff coming over here. And there's just way too much stuff up there. We just don't have that kind of an arsenal flying around in space.
What have you seen people that just didn't believe and they came up here and boom, that they had a wide open awakening?
Oh yeah, I had one guy up here that was a scientist, and he was kind of funny. He says, I'll believe it when one stops and goes the other way. And so right after he said that, this one stopped and went back the other way, and it just turned him upside down. And I had a guy here, he was quite interesting because he was both a scientist, he was a principal for a school, and he was a Mormon. So he had all the religious and everything, And he came up with his 2 sisters, and he called them the woo-woo sisters, because they're into all this weird stuff. Well, he came here and he started seeing all the orbs first everywhere, and we were filming them in real time, showing them interacting with people and everything. And then that blew his mind. And then he saw a giant triangle ship come in, and it flew right over his head, and that just turned him upside down. And then he had a broken wrist from a motorcycle accident. And I said, these beings have the ability to heal. And I said, if you make peace with them and ask them sincerely, you might get some help with that. And so he did. He was out there till like 3 a.m. and finally he goes, you know what? He goes, I could really use some help with this wrist, and anything you can do to help out like this. And then he just said he just went out. He passed out. And he woke up and his wrist was healed. It was really weird. And he went to the doctor and they x-rayed it and they took his cast off. They said it looks brand new. It's like nothing happened.
Well, eventually you did get your healing center
Yeah.
done, and that's a lot of what happens there too.
It's all tied in together. And so although we do a lot of process-oriented therapy and we clear out past lives and birth trauma at age 1, and usually what happens, your past lives will come in and it'll show that you've had past lives, in the Pleiades, the Orion system, or Andromedas, or Sirian. A lot of people have been even felines, beings. They're really attracted to Avatar, and they go. It really triggers them because they've been one of those beings, So it's pretty vast out there, and as an eternal soul, we've been all over the place, and we have this understanding we've been taught, which is total backwards, because we started at the source and then we dropped down through all the dimensions to get to here. So we've already had these amazing experiences on all these other levels before we came here, and basically it's not a matter of leaving here to ascend. You have to come here fully, bring the energy down into every cell of your being, which creates a quickening, and your body starts vibrating faster, and then you ascend. So almost everything we've been taught, even the ascension process, everything is incorrect, and for a reason, So when you get down to it, there's a lot of information that needs to get out to teach people, what's really going on, and kind of the ways that are more beneficial to use to awaken yourself.
Well, thank you so much. It's really, really good to meet with you and talk with you and
Great.
tap your wisdom. Thank you.
All right, thanks for having me. Bye.
We say thank you to James Gilliland, and we invite you to Reunion, the Experiencer and Contactee Portal to Ascension webinar that will be held online Saturday, October 22nd and Sunday, October 23rd. Please go to portal-to-ascension.org/event/experiencer-contactee-conference/ for more information, or you can go to aquarianradio.com. This was a special podcast of Aquarian Radio. Visit us at aquarianradio.com. I want to thank Janet Lessin and Dr. Sasha Lessin for providing a wonderful network. I also want to thank the Free Music Archive and the artist Jazzar, Jazzhar, for the wonderful music that was in this program. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.